Welcome to this Star Wars themed episode of the EVERBLACK podcast. Our guest on this show is Chris Dark Vader Kelly, who shreds for the Star Wars themed metal band Galactic Empire. Now, if you haven't heard of these dudes, Galactic Empire play their own interpretations of the John Williams score from the movies and are absolutely amazing. They've got millions of views on YouTube and a massive global following. Even stars from the movies love these guys. On top of that, they're also a really big deal in my household, as my boy is Star Wars obsessed right now and also loves these guys. And we've spent hours watching their videos, so it's going to be something quite special to see them live in Australia. And even if you're not a Star Wars fan but love to see dudes shred at light speed, do yourself a favour and get your tickets to one of their shows. It'll just blow your mind. The tour kicks off this weekend on Friday, November 1st, and that's at Supanova in Adelaide. Then they go to Sunday, 3rd of November at 170 Russell in Melbourne with I Built the Sky and the Omnific. Tuesday, the 5th of November at the Basement in Canberra with our friends Deprivation and Clarity of Chaos. Thursday, the 7th of November at the Factory Theatre in Sydney with I Built the Sky and Genetics. Friday, the 8th of November at Supanova in Brisbane, and then wrapping up on Sunday, the 10th of November at the Coolangatta Hotel with Kodiak Empire and Snake Mountain. Tickets are on sale now through destroyerlines.com. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun to see these dudes. And I also want to mention that you can't trust everything on social media. As you can hear in the interview, someone shared something about them playing in Japan, and I thought it was this week actually, but it was actually a year ago. My bad. Made an ass out of myself, but Chris was cool about it. I just read it wrong. So they're a busy band anyway. You know, they play all the time. They play all over the world. You know, the positive thing about it is they're coming to Australia and they're going to play some Star Wars tunes for us, and it's going to be epic. Now, before we go into this episode, I just want to give a shout out to our show supporters, Blacklight Art and Design, who are our go-to for all our screen printing needs. They do shirts, hats, patches, you name it. If you can wear it, they can print it. They've done all our shirts and hats for EVERBLACK Media, and they're awesome guys. www.blacklightad.com.au. The show is also brought to you by our good friends at RW Promotion, who are the best in the biz when it comes to stickers, flyers, banners, badges, and all other promo you need for your band or business. Go check them out at www.rwpromotion.com.au. Also want to recommend the awesome new occult clothing brand Electric Witch, who launched this week and have some amazing apparel they've dropped on their website. If you like things on the darker side of life, brutal designs, you will love these guys. Electric Witch was founded by Dark Cell guitarist and friend of the program Postmortem Matt, and he's got so much awesome things on the way. I've had a little bit of a preview, and you're going to love it, guys. www.electricwitch.com.au. Throw them a like on Facebook. Help them spread the word and get behind them, because they are 100% Australian. I love my Death Dealer shirt, and I've been wearing it a lot, and I can't wait to get more of you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the EVERBLACK podcast through iTunes Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Spreaker, YouTube, and Facebook. And check out all our reviews and articles at www.everblackmedia.com. Give us a like on the socials, help us spread the word, and we appreciate that. Thanks, guys. All right, here is my chat with Chris Dark Vader Kelly. Get your tickets to the tour now. They are on sale through Destroyer Lines. Big shout out to Tim Price from the Faction Live for hooking this one up. Everyone needs to get the Faction Live app and stream all the medals on there. Thanks, Tim. We love it. And also, check out Alustrium. That's Chris Kelly's other band. If you're into tech death, you'll love the shit out of them. They are amazing. Here is my chat with Chris. Horns high, people. May the force be with you. Enjoy.
Hello, Chris.
How's it going?
Good, brother. Good. My name's Nev. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
Yeah, really good, dude. Before we kick in, I'm just going to let you know, I'm sorry, man. I'm just at home with my boy today. So if you hear some yelling out in the background, it's him. Sorry about that,
Oh,
dude.
yeah. I've got a 2.5-year-old running around my house, so I'm right there with you, man.
Are they both Star Wars mad?
Yeah, yeah.
Of course. Well, dude, thank you so much for joining us on the show. As not only a massive Star Wars fan, but a metalhead, I'm super excited to see Galactic Empire down here in Australia. This is the first time for you.
Yes, yeah, yep. First time for us, first time for me, first time for almost everybody.
That's awesome, man, because you're going to be performing for Supanova Comic and Gaming Con in Adelaide, and then making your way up to Queensland for the con here as well, and a side show on the Gold Coast where we are. Do you do many cons around the world?
It happens. It hasn't happened as much as I would have thought, and I don't think, I mean, that's not like we want it to happen more or less. It's just, like when the right opportunity comes, we're always down to do it, I think we just sort of jumped right into the club and festival tour circuit. So the convention thing has been sort of weird getting into, because the thing is, like, I think a lot of convention types don't always know what it is to run a rock show, so like we've done some conventions where like where they give us a booth at the convention, they advertise the show, and then we do a show at a venue where the crew there like knows the deal, so it, like where that always works out really well. And then we've had a couple, which, not comparing Supanova to this at all because they're a much bigger thing, but like we've done a couple smaller conventions, one in particular that I won't name, but we did one convention that was just a one-room thing. Like, it was like a high school auditorium, might as well have been.
Okay.
And it was very clear that not only had the show not been advertised, but the people working the convention were not even told that there would be a band. And so, like, we played 3 sets to like virtually nobody, and it was real bad. So
oh no,
it's so it's kind of a toss up with some of these things. And I mean, we're always down to do the convention thing because it's very much like our demographic is sort of built in there. It just hasn't happened a whole lot, but we've done a lot of shows, even if they're not in direct conjunction with the convention, we'll do in a venue nearby, and it'll be advertised nearby, so people from the convention will inevitably end up coming out,
Well, there's going to be plenty of people seeing you, man, because everyone's pumped for Galactic. I mean,
awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Going to a new country is always terrifying, because it's like, oh, I really hope someone shows up.
Well, of course, I mean, when done these cons around the world, have you bumped into anyone from Star Wars that have been fans?
No, not that I know of. I mean, we've had some retweets and stuff, but not. No, I've never met or run into anyone that's actually been like a significant part or insignificant part, for that matter, of any of the films. I don't think. If we were in the same building as any of them, I was not notified about it. So, but yeah, we haven't had the good fortune of meeting anybody from that camp, but I mean, it would certainly be cool to one day run in. That being said, I have no idea what I would say to any of them. Just like, hey, I play the guy that was your dad. Like, I mean, whatever. We don't have anything to talk about. I'm sorry.
What about the 501st? Do you have them trooping at your shows or getting involved?
Absolutely, yeah. We'll have 501st out at a whole bunch of shows, whether they're in costume or not. Like, that'll vary, but yeah, we'll have members out all the time. We have them in our videos all the time. I mean, anytime we shoot a music video, we'll have at least 10 members of one or more 501st troops, bringing their stuff in, just because their gear is so legit that it makes the video quality that much better.
The thing about John Williams' score, I think, the melodies work so well with metal, can be translated. What's been the most challenging thing about, of course, translating his score for guitar for you?
It's not even so much the translation that's difficult, because I think the songs, like, arranging the songs wasn't really the difficult part. Like, figuring out all the individual parts was time consuming, but it's pretty easily laid out. When the song gets louder, the song gets heavier. Like, it's a pretty easy roadmap to follow. So there wasn't much work on our part as far as that's concerned. The hard part is and not even so much playing the stuff. I mean, there is stuff that's harder than others, but it's just the fact that classical music and cinematic scores, like, they don't follow the same structure as a normal rock or metal song. There's no verse, there's no chorus, there's no repetition. Things change on a dime, tempos change, keys change. If something does repeat, it's like there's one note that's different, or it's faster, or it's in a different key, or something like that. So one of our guys called it the world's longest game of Simon, so it's really just committing it all to memory that's been the hardest part, overall.
Have you heard from John Williams at all?
No, I think we heard from his daughter, actually. Like, I think
Wow.
John Williams has some of our stuff. Like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think, like, whether it was, like, a friend of a friend or something, which, you know, for all we know, it just ended up in that one person's garage and it never made it there. But, like, I know that we gave, like, a premium release package with, like, a poster and a and a shirt and, like, all this stuff to somebody who claimed they had a connection, but I wasn't the one facilitating that, so I don't know any of the details of it. So John Williams may or may not have received some of our stuff. That being said, I don't think he cares. Like, I don't think that guy has time to be like, oh, cool, these kids from Pennsylvania made like ruined the songs that I wrote. So I mean, if he did dig it, that's awesome. But I don't anticipate hearing from him. I don't think he's got the time or the patience to deal with us.
What if he called you up and was like, I'm going to do this live one last time. You guys come and jam with me. Imagine that.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, we'd be like, yeah, let's do that. You know, yeah. This be a whole lot of logistics to figure out on that end. But yes, the answer would obviously be yes on our end.
Yes, absolutely. Of course. What are your thoughts on the Rise of Skywalker trailer?
I haven't seen it. I was telling on one of my previous phone calls tonight, I said, I was like, I may have seen it. I'm not entirely sure. I just got back from a good while away, and I moved into a new house the second I got home, and I've been painting and moving in and all this stuff, and I'm only home for 10 days before we leave for Australia. So I have, like, if I have seen it, I have zero memory of it. So I don't have any thoughts on that right now. I'm excited for the movie. I think it'll be cool, but I haven't seen any of the updated stuff, I don't think.
What are your thoughts on, say, Rey being a reincarnated Anakin? What about that theory? What's your thought on that?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about any of it anymore. Like, I don't get too involved. I don't get too involved with the, like, people getting mad about stuff about, like, oh, like, that doesn't make any sense. That person would never do that. It's like, it's all fake. It's all fantasy. Like, just let it go. You know, so that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. But I don't know. Like, all I hope is that the movie is good and they find an easy way to end the saga. I don't really have any particular hard theories on what's going to happen on, like, anyone's lineage or anything like that. I think it would be kind of dumb for them to be like, yeah, Rey's parents don't matter, they're nobodies, like, and like, make it seem like that was ending, and then be like, no, it's actually another Darth Vader or something, you know, like, like, that would be, like, I feel like that would be kind of a stretch. Then again, Palpatine's laugh at the end of the teaser was also a bit of a stretch, so I don't really know where it's going to go.
Outside of Galactic Empire, I got to say, man, I dig your band, Alustrium. That's what it's called, isn't it?
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's not very often that anyone recognizes that name, so that's cool.
Dude, I love my tech debt stuff, so I'm all about it. What's going on with that project? I mean, I know you're real busy with Galactic and other things, but is that going to be happening again?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't stopped really. Like we don't do a whole lot of shows just because of everyone's schedules and, you know, life kind of gets in the way. But we do have a new record that I'm, you know, trying to find time to mix. So the record's done. It's recorded. Just haven't gotten super far in the post-production process yet, just because my schedule's been a nightmare. But I'm planning to have it done, you know, hopefully shortly after I get back from Australia, and you know, hopefully we can get a rollout plan started. But yeah, that'll definitely be a 2020 thing.
I'm so keen to hear it.
Oh, yeah,
I'm all about it, dude. I'm all about it. Of course, you know, you've been in Japan playing with Babymetal and Sabaton. Is that coming up?
No, that was a year ago today, actually.
Oh, was it, dude?
Yeah. Well, not the Sabaton show, but we played 3 shows over there with Babymetal, and the second one was a year ago today. So I think the 28th is the year anniversary of the one with Babymetal and Sabaton.
Because it popped up in my newsfeed, I was like, oh, that's cool. He's a busy dude. It was a year ago.
Yeah. That was easily like probably the best show that we've done today, the best group of shows that we've done today. Just because, I mean, Babymetal is an enormous act in Japan, and so when that band does a show, it sells out. So and the thing about Japan is that everyone shows up early. Like in the States or in Europe, if the headliner, the headliner could be someone huge, and then everyone just sort of trickles in. The floor is full for the opener, but the seats are kind of sparse, and everyone just sort of filters in, and then by the headliner, it's packed. But no, in Japan, everyone shows up on time. So, we're this like stupid little Star Wars band from the States, like coming onto an arena stage in Japan, and we walk out and the whole thing's full. So
crazy.
It was a surreal experience for sure.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. The tour kicks off Friday, November 1st at Supanova in Adelaide, and makes its way up to our neck of the woods on the Gold Coast on November 10. Chris, thanks for taking the time to hang out, man, and I'll see you on the Gold Coast.
Thank you, man. I'm looking forward to meeting you.